wish I could. Oh,
We're live.
hi. Hello.
I wish I could too.
Hot.
I was gonna say I wish I could wear something like that here in the Philippines, but it doesn't work. It's too hot. Man.
I just wear it around the house though. It's because when it gets cold or when I want to feel comfortable. I just spilt with Jaffers everywhere. God damn it.
Oh no.
Congratulations, Ryan, everyone, Ryan.
Right.
They just roll everywhere. And then you have to eat all the ones you drop. They're not in the packet, they go in your mouth. That's the rule.
It's the rule.
I could just eat it off the floor. Okay.
No, it's all over my desk. I don't eat things on the floor. My cats walk around here.
Thank God I
Shit
have
is
not
right next to me,
been
so
able to
I don't
do
think
it
that's
for
happening.
Many, many days.
Alright.
Brian's back.
Hello, and welcome to Black Dragon Roleplay, where we are not professional voice actors, we are not gaming gods, we are just a group of friends that have been brought together through the love of story who want to share our tabletop adventures with all of you. A few things before we start our session proper. We are so glad that you are here watching us live on Twitch. We appreciate all the support that we have on Twitch. If you are new here and want to keep up with the campaign, please drop us a follow. If you'd like to support us, there's a subscribe button. Drop your prime, sub for some emotes, support the stream. We greatly appreciate everyone who supports the stream. If you want to keep track and interact with us when we're not on stream, hit us up on our Discord. The link is in the below. Link is below in the info box. If you can't make it to watch us live on Twitch, we have been posting our weekly shows on our YouTube. Everything we do here on stream on Twitch goes on to our live. I've determined that I am no longer able to read. So everything we do on stream on Twitch goes to our YouTube channel, Black Dragon Roleplay on YouTube is where you can find all of our content. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. For our recap, episode 21, For the Greater Good. After the vision of the Shadow Queen, Boltzmann becomes transfixed at the sight of a figure in the other section of the VIP section of the King's Battle. Things almost became out of hand as a stunned Boltzmann nearly pulls his arcane firearm before being persuaded by the rest of the group to think about what that would entail. Boltzmann collapses into his seat as a dwarvish figure across the way makes his way out of his seat and into the Colosseum below. He explains that the figure was Ironweaver, his former boss, and the killer of his former lover, Aaron. After a while, Delilah and Dante say that stay at the King's Battle and wait for her betrothed to join them for the second battle. The rest of the group bring Boltzmann back to the Boar's Nest to regain composure and discuss how to handle this new information. Looking for information about their revelations found from the Shadow Queen, Emmy takes a bewildered Branimir to visit Professor Vormund, her Orbish mentor. The professor knows about Tribus Day, but makes no connection between the Shadow Queen and the Tribus Accord celebration. While he may not have the knowledge, there's always the possibility that if something did happen in those days that were hidden from the public, the Celestial Library and the Astral Plane may hold the answers. Returning to their room, Boltzmann finds that someone has broken in and the room has been turned over. After a moment, he finds that one of his notebooks had been taken and collapses immediately on the bed with his hands in his head. He gathers the rest of the party and makes Branimir promise not to let anyone out until he returns. He's vague on what he needs to do, but he says to wait for his signal. The group waits, and after a few hours pass, Branimir sends a message to Boltzmann, who tells him it's okay to go downstairs. The barkeep gives a letter to Branimir that explains how he has to leave and keep the group safe from Ironweaver. The group splits a bit. Branimir spends time with the comfort of Addie. Camiel spends the evening on the back of her Phoenix, searching the main roads for signs of Boltzmann, while Saoirse finds herself in a basement fighting pit at the Boar's Nest, and on the receiving end of a brutal round of combat. That's kind of where we left things. So, I would say about this time, you guys would all kind of meet back up at the Boar's Nest. Saoirse, you kind of come upstairs and stumble your way back upstairs. Dante, you've been what have you been doing during all of this while the others have been venting in their own ways? Hello? Hello?
Saoirse?
Dante, no, I said Dante.
Oh, Dante. Oh, sorry. I thought you said Saoirse. I was there. I'm waiting for Rob to say something. Sorry.
Yeah.
I said, seriously, you're coming upstairs. Oh, by the way, I
Won
said...
that fight, right?
No, Saoirse lost, but it was close. Very close. And that's what I thought. I remembered that you hadn't kind of told us what your time consists of that evening, so... what are you doing while Saoirse's getting beat up in the basement and everyone else is kind of hanging and doing their own things?
Well, what was Dante doing with Delilah again?
So, Delilah and you stayed at the... so you started the previous session at the King's Battle. Dante sees the Iron Weaver. Delilah is meeting with her lieutenant, who's going to come up after the battle. I would say that you probably waited around quite a while. The lieutenant finally shows up halfway through the middle of the next battle, and then after everything, you see he's beginning to. This battle itself is a pretty big deal, and what you've noticed is now that he's sitting in the VIP section, he's becoming kind of because of his performance in the previous battle, being the last man standing. He's getting some recognition from the crowd, and when he first comes into the VIP box, people stop and cheer a little bit. The people in the area that you're in kind of give him another little round of applause. Eventually, you guys will watch the second battle, and after a little bit, you offer to take Delilah home because it's getting night-ish. It's getting 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Yep.
And you take Delilah back to the boar's nest.
And he doesn't come back with us?
He does not. He says that he has a couple of things he needs to handle with his teammates, making sure they're prepared for the next day.
That's just as well, because once he realized what happened with Boltzmann, he probably would have taken it out on the two of them by being an absolute arse to him. So instead, he would have just isolated himself downstairs in a corner somewhere, and would have given everyone a dirty eye who came anywhere near him while he was nursing.
So you're sitting in the corner when you see from what you think is almost like a stock room or a back room or a back exit. You see Saoirse come upstairs with a big black eye. Her face is kind of dirtied up. She's got a scratch on her arm that she didn't have before. And she comes down and sits at your table.
Dante glances over at Saoirse. He's a bit, I wouldn't say melancholy. He's just sort of, I suppose, a little grumpy. But he looks at her, having trouble with the person of your dreams.
Oh, she's kind of gingerly touching her eye because she can feel it, it's swelling up. I wouldn't put it that way, but we all cope in our own ways.
I mean, I know some people like that sort of thing, but ruins the features.
It was fun. It was fun. Little fight club downstairs.
Oh, and that definitely ruins the features, and never a good thing. If I can't stick a knife or a blade into someone, then there's no point doing it. Best talk your way out of it. And he slides the bottle of spirits that he had sitting in front of him over to Sersha. This might take a little edge off the pain.
Oh, why, thank you. And she would grab the bottle, take the bottle, and take a big swig. And she doesn't care what it is. She just takes a swig. Oh, yes, that'll help once it kicks in.
Saoirse, as you're there, you're kind of nursing your wounds at the table. There's a well-dressed nobleman who taps you on the shoulder. He's human, late 40s, early 50s. Not a terrible-looking guy, but kind of like a noble dad bod kind of a type. Milady.
No, who? What? Oh, me.
Yes.
May I help you, sir?
I must say, you did not win, but not many do against that dwarf. You did very well for someone assumably more comfortable with your bow than close quarters.
Well, I'd hope to do a little better, but yes, I'm certainly more comfortable with my bow.
I could see. Very well. Please take this, and he reaches into his little, almost slides it out of like a chest area, kind of a pocket that he has on his cloak, and hands it over to you. It's a small red vial, and he holds it out to you. Please take this as a token of thanks for the enjoyment this evening.
Oh, thank you. She'll take the vial.
And as you go and take the vial from his hand, he kind of reaches out with his offhand, holds it for a second, goes, "If there's anything you need," and he takes your hand and gently lowers his head and kisses the back of it. "Please, do not be afraid to call." And he releases your hand, and in one motion, somewhere between creepy and suave, you takes a sharp inhale before turning and moving towards the door. The red vial, you've seen this, it's common. It's a greater healing potion. And on the greater healing potion is a black card with a gold not embalming. What word am I looking for?
Embossed.
Embossed is much easier than embalming. And it just says Rhetoric James Hoffersetter.
Yeah, I think she not quite knowing what to do. She's probably half blushing at the kiss. Her somewhat bruised and dirty hands from falling on the floor after losing. She would look over to Dante,
who has a big smile on his face.
Shoulders. She'll hand him the card.
Obviously, you made an impact there. No, not at all. You seem to have made a bit of an impact there. Pulled at some heartstrings, Sersha.
Well, okay. I'm not sure. Well, that was different.
Oh, is it,
Never had that happen before.
No one's ever approached you before?
Oh, well, someone once, but not quite like that.
Well, well, do you want my advice there?
I don't know if. Well, I'm sure some card tricks might help.
You've already done all the legwork. Just be careful that he doesn't take too much pleasure in watching you get beat up. But go for it. Take it. He's a noble. Squeeze him for what he's worth.
I'm thinking that, the wheels are already turning a little bit.
Imagine the gifts he'd give you.
And it would be a way to get inside that casino. And she would kind of
Sure.
flick up an eyebrow at him, like, think about it.
Yeah, no, we could definitely
We
use
have
him
a-
for that. But you could get more out of him, Sersha. Just think big. Think big. You might even get a castle, a manor. Who knows?
I like my forest.
A log cabin.
Oh wow, I think, but yeah, that cabin my cabin back in the forest could use a little work.
Aha, there you go. Well, if you take him there, he'll definitely want to probably fix it up a little bit.
Spruce it up.
Yeah. Doesn't look like he likes the hard life that much. You can imagine him wandering around without horses and an entourage.
Oh, there are plenty of owl bears that could be his entourage.
Well, just throw Addy at him and see how he reacts.
I don't know. I think if we throw Addy at him, it'll be more interesting to see how Bran reacts.
There is that.
Speaking of, have you seen the others? I thought I was downstairs.
It's about this time when Bran and Camille come in from their solo adventures. Camille searching for Boltzmann and Bran kind of taking time on his own.
Drinks, everybody?
I think Bran would take time to bring Addie back to the stables first, to make sure she's secured there. After she's done her business, Bran would return to the inn, and he would simply find a table nearby to sit at.
So you're not sitting with them.
Bran seems to be in his head at the moment, so he's just going to find the nearest table. He doesn't care which one. Whatever is closest to the door that he just walked through,
Gotcha.
he's just gonna fall right into it.
Okay.
And where's Emmy?
Emmy is
Yeah, Emmy wants
upstairs
to-
in the room. She's upstairs in the room, just occupying herself by copying the spells that Boltzmann had given her into her grimoire. That's where she's been, kind of completely unaware of however much time has passed. It feels like minutes have passed, but I don't know how much time has actually passed.
It's getting later in the evening. Probably right now it's about 10 or so.
Yeah, she's just kind of mindlessly, like, she doesn't even kind of realize where she is in the copying of spells. That's where she is at the moment.
The pub or the inn is probably jumping a bit from the King's Battle.
Yeah, you definitely notice a larger crowd now that the King's Battle is over. You guys left a little bit early, and by the time you get back, there's a crowd coming in, filling up with the regulars. But yeah, it's getting pretty full.
And it's getting late.
It's probably about 10 o'clock.
Wonderful. It's perfect time to go have a dance. Is Delilah join us?
Delilah, when she came in with you, there was some time where you were downstairs and she had come in with you, but her lieutenant had given her money, and she asked the bartender for her own room. So she procured a room of her own. In a similar fashion, to Saoirse previously, being able to give more than the current tenant.
Mhm.
So she has a room. She has a room that's right across from the hall from your guys, and she had already gone up.
All right. Well, Dante's not going to let a night get wasted, or waste away. So he's going to wander off, and unless anyone wants to do anything or talk, or he'll preoccupy himself with just, I don't know, dancing and having a bit of fun. Just take his mind off things.
Actually, Camiel would have entered by now.
Mhm.
And after being on the back of a phoenix, trying to find this fucker that has decided to leave us. God damn it, Boltzmann. She would have walked in and possibly bumped into a few people, considering that it can be a little rowdy and packed due to the events. But she doesn't seem apologetic. Actually, she seems a little irked with her hair and bit of tangles and like fussing with her cape at the same time, and just looks around for Saoirse, Dante, or Bran, like just trying to find her the party members really.
You see Bran at his own table near the door, and you see Saoirse and Dante in the corner.
Saoirse would wave to Camiel as soon as she sees her looking in their direction.
Okay. Yeah, she spots Saoirse and notices that she's a little beaten up. And her brows furrow a little bit, and kind of her eyes widen, and as if to ask, like, what happened? Just using her face, what happened? And then looks over at Bran, who, at this point, she has gotten used to him doing this. Anytime his mind is muddled with things or he's worried about something, he does tend to separate himself from the group. So she'll raise a hand over at Saoirse to, kind of indicate that she'll be there in a bit, and walks over to Bran and kind of looks at his face, her hands tucked behind her back. And so you're doing all this again? This separation from everyone else, are you?
Bran currently has his hands outstretched under the table and kind of folded together as he raises his head to look at Camiel. You can see he has kind of a dazed expression on his face. Doing what, Cam?
Just being Branimir. Just finding your spot and trying to blend in with this boring wall. And she sits down in front of him. I tried looking for him. I couldn't find him.
As did I. He's long gone by now.
So what now?
I guess we continue forward. We can't go tracking boltsmen all across Dama.
I mean, I could if I wanted to, but like I said before, if someone doesn't want to be found, they're not going to be found. Well, the only thing that we can do for him is respect his wishes of leaving us, really. I'm sure
And knowing boltsman, we probably would never find him.
Oh. You're right. But you don't have to be somber all by yourself.
Bran kind of raises a singular eyebrow at Camiel. as if to question what exactly would she have him do instead.
Do you wanna have a drink? Within Saoirse and Dante over there, seems like they're having a bit of fun without us.
Bran kind of casts a look in the direction of where Camiel was indicating where the other two party members were. And Bran kind of has a double take as he lazily looks over in the direction of the two, but instead notices Saoirse's condition. And there's a shocked expression that overcomes Bran, and he kind of immediately jumps up from his seat and I guess almost fast walks over to Saoirse. The hell happened to you?
It's nothing. It's nothing. You should have seen the other guy. I almost had him.
Dante chuckles.
Bran is clearly freaking out. His first instinct is to ask, like, where is this person? Like, why are we sitting in a corner? But then he takes note of Dante's kind of relaxed position against the table, and he kind of puts two and two together and realizes that perhaps they aren't under attack or in danger, and he kind of relaxes a little bit. So we're not under attack?
No. There's a select group that apparently frequents the inn, and they, it's a little fight club down in the basement.
Bran scratches at the scruff on his chin as he slowly nods. Yeah, this kind of seems like the place that would have something like that, wouldn't it?
Did you win?
Yeah, and I almost had the guy on the ropes. I had him on the ropes, and then he got a lucky strike.
At this point, Bran is inspecting Saoirse's eye a little bit closer, and he kind of clicks his tongue a little bit. You sure you don't want me to do anything about that?
I'm probably fine for now.
I think her friend may not. I think her new friend likes the look.
New
Bit
friend?
creepy, but
Oh, she has a love interest.
Oh! Camille like pops up from from under Bran's armpit. Just squeezes her head through it. What?
Saoirse would hold out the card for the other two to read.
Camille takes it
Yeah,
hastily.
what was the guy's name again?
Rhetoric James Hoffernsetter.
I'm guessing when she's let the other two see it, she'd look at it herself. Nobleman or merchant, wealthy, definitely well-to-do. Gentleman came by and handed me this, and she'll hold out the vial, the potion. Handed me this and told me to contact him if I needed or wanted anything.
I know.
That's. Well, I'm not. I shouldn't be too excited. It's a stranger. It's strange. It's strange, right?
Not at all.
What?
He-
Why?
Did seem to sniff my hand as
that-
he left.
That was
I don't know if it
strange.
was
Okay,
kind of-
yeah, that was strange. I
sorry.
I didn't want to say anything, Saoirse, just in case you didn't notice.
I don't know if, and she would sniff her own. She would sniff her hand. I didn't think I got anything on it. It's like I washed up from the last time we were in the forest.
Any dried
but-
blood on there from your fight? I mean, it's a bit sadistic or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
sure.
a bit of dirt under your nails. Yeah, maybe that's what he was trying to.
It could be, but anyway, at least he wasn't smelling my hair. That sidling up, that would have been. He probably would have gotten a punch from me too.
But wait, why didn't Dante? Why didn't you do anything?
What do you
Some
mean?
man walks over to our friend and sniffs her hand.
Well, he didn't do it straight away.
He
It wasn't the
kissed
first
it
thing
first.
he did. He didn't just
I think
walk
he
up,
wanted to
sniff
watch
her
it.
hand, and tell her how much he admired her. It was, it happened. It was at the end. It was all
And
done
then
and
he
dusted.
proceeded to walk away.
It was at the end.
Yeah.
What more does she need? Just bilk him for what he's worth, and then done.
Branimir, is this normal? Is this some sort of custom that maybe you should know about?
We
No
are in
offense.
armor. That could be something.
Bran kind of shoots Camiella a look.
She grins. Well,
Well, what?
do you sniff fingers of ladies that you like?
Please don't answer that one, Bran.
At this point, Bran looks a little offended. Like, why are you asking me?
Well, maybe it's a custom that we're just not used to, me in particular. I like to sniff flowers, but sniff hands and fingers is a little weird.
Cam, I'm from Patrium, and from Patrium, as far as I know, we do not do this.
We do not do this. We do not. We do not.
It could be an Amen thing.
Yes. Must be.
Should I be worried?
Well, if it's an Amen thing, it's something that apparently the wealthy do. I
Could be a new trend.
never had. Maybe.
Why is it always with the rich people that's so fucking weird?
Ah. They've got all that money. They need to do something.
Like sniff fingers.
Well,
Everyone needs a hobby.
maybe next time you see him, see if he sniffs anybody else's fingers. Maybe it's not that weird after all.
Well, I'm not sniffing anyone's fingers.
We were near the king's booth during the battle, the tournament, and I don't think I saw any of the nobility sniffing each other's fingers. So, I mean, I think I would have noticed that. Looks like you got yourself a good one there, Saoirse.
At this point, there's a barmaid that comes up to the table. Can I get you all anything?
Drinks. Lots of drinks and food and more drinks, please.
Well,
What would
maybe
you,
we can ask her about the custom.
what would you all like? Please don't. I don't want to be kicked out.
Why not?
Well, I will definitely take some food and a couple drinks.
Could be considered
Sure.
harassment against the staff.
I'll bring a bunch. Yeah, the guy over there, he's already taken care of it for you. And Dante, you're looking out. You see Rhetoric sitting across the bar nearest to the door.
That's the finger sniffer, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I incorrectly wrote down his first name.
Rhetoric.
All right. Cool.
Or
Dante.
Red Derek.
Dante gives Saoirse a little like nudge, gestures in that direction, and starts chuckling a little bit to himself. Well, I don't think he's going to let this one get away. We'll have-
Saoirse would look over, and is he looking? I'm guessing he's staring in our direction.
I'm gonna have you roll in insight or perception, whichever one you want.
I will take doesn't matter either way. It's a +5. So let's see. 16 perception.
Yeah, 16. You. By the time you turn around, you turn around to look at him, and he's looked away. But you can tell that he was looking away. He was looking at you, then looked away because he saw you turning around, and then looks like he's happening to glance over and gives you a raise of the hand. So yeah, he was definitely looking your direction and was trying to be coy and show that he wasn't, but he was.
Oh boy.
You see someone else with him, another human male, doesn't look quite as dressed up as he is. Possibly, someone else that's with him, a human male, similar in look, but definitely not the same. It could be looks like maybe it's an assistant or somebody who works with her or something like that, but it's not. Does not look as noble and as done up as this guy does.
Oh, Saoirse, you've done well. Once the hook's in.
Kirsten, when he gives a little wave, she'll kind of lift a hand and do that awkward hi wave back.
Oh, that's so cute. Dante has a
Yeah.
with a big smile on his face.
He gives you a nod, and then raises a glass, kind of gives you a cheer, and then goes back to. He looks like he's going back to talk to his friend, but you can kind of tell he's kind of keeping an eye on your side too. He's positioned in a way where he's definitely keeping an eye on you guys.
Well, this night's shaping up to be a grand one.
Is that supposed to be a normal thing? Am I not supposed to be weirded out by this?
Are we still talking about the sniffing fingers? I think.
Well, now that you bring that up,
But you have to give him the benefit of the doubt. just ignore it for the time being. If he does it again, Saoirse is more than capable of taking care of the situation. Look at her.
How does this guy look, DM? Sorry, Camille.
no, it's okay. Cool, it's okay.
What does he physically look like?
So he's a human. He's like late 40s, early 50s. He kind of has like I explain it as a noble dad bod. Black hair, kind of parted in the middle, a little bit long, kind of like a Matthew Mercer kind of a haircut.
What? Who was that?
What?
Somebody smirked.
What?
Who snorted? The disrespect.
I never snort.
So
Wait.
basically, he looks like he's twice Saoirse's age.
Yeah, he's a little older.
Puppy.
He's not old, but he's older. Someone close to nearing those numbers.
Does it say the words?
Early 40s, damn it.
Well, who's next? Camille, Bran? Are we going to go find you some love interests tonight?
No, thank you.
I'll pass.
I've got all the books in the world. Why would I want something so messy in real life when I could just read it off a sloppy book?
But you can read about sniffing fingers in a book, but you just can't experience sniffing fingers. Unless...
I don't even like. I
Yes?
don't even like the concept of sniffing fingers. That's
Well,
weird.
It is. But people do some strange things. And you've got some smutty books there, and I'm sure there are some strange things in those.
Would you like to learn about them?
Well, it could be something to read when I'm bored and not entertaining myself by myself. Any other time, maybe.
I'm getting rather bored of them.
We'll get some new ones.
Oh, it's the same thing anyway. They fall in love and then it's either they're together or they're not together. It's such a waste of time.
Camille, these do not sound like smutty books at all. They sound like silly love stories. You need to get some proper books.
What do you mean by proper?
Well, what do I mean, Bran?
Bran is too busy. Basically, I don't want to say mad dogging, but he's kind of leaning his weight onto the side of the table and kind of visibly watching the noble from afar as he reaches over and picks up a handful of peanuts and shovels it into his mouth. He's just trying to get a read on this nobleman.
We're getting a Disney Disney vibe here, like a Disney cartoon with Bran just munching like angrily on these peanuts.
Well, Jim, actually, that noble's up to no good.
Oh my god.
Why? That was actually pretty good.
That was pretty good. But okay, regardless of the books, why is it so important about this whole romance thing? It really does seem like a waste of time. And why ask me? You're the one with the most experience, so why don't you tell me? What should I be looking for in a man? Go on.
I don't know what you want in a man. Do you want that? And he points to Saoirse, like, you know, clearly points in the direction of Saoirse's little love interest. And he's just like, do you want that? Something like that? Is that what you're interested in?
Ugh. No. I don't want anyone sniffing my fingers.
That's a fair point. That's a very fair point. Know your boundaries. Dante taps on Bran's armor and goes, you want someone like this? Clearly speaking above Bran's head and not including him in the conversation.
Bran is clearly engrossed in his peanuts. He just
Roll an insight check as you're checking out the dude.
Oh no. Oh no. Come on, roll 20. Come on. Come on. Insight. Did it roll? Oh yeah, there it is. Well,
8. Wow, you get a plus. Okay. Yeah, I would say just by looking at this guy, you can tell. You can't tell a whole lot, but you can definitely tell this isn't. He's definitely not the suavest of guys. He looks like this is something he doesn't do all the time. This doesn't look like something he's just playing off. It looks like he's something he's not nervous about, but definitely I don't know if excited would be the right word. You can't really put your finger on it, but you can tell that this is not like a common occurrence for him.
so he's not like he doesn't at least visibly appear to be a scumbag. He just seems
Correct. Yeah.
shy.
Yeah.
All right. And with that observation, Bran's, I guess, expression sort of softens a little.
Yeah. So what else are you guys doing here?
Dante
Anything
didn't
else
get
you
his
guys wanna
answer. Dante didn't get his answer. He's just tapping on the armor. But this kind of rough hooligan.
I mean, men like Bran are very easy to love. Look at him, he's empty. And she waves her hand in front of his face.
I'm sorry.
See? I told you.
Dante just nods in agreement. Well, there you go. Do you want a relationship that you manipulate and take control of with somebody
No, that
like?
sounds more like gay.
Hey, I don't think. Well, it depends what kind of relationship it is, of course, but I don't know. I at least find some sort of mutual agreement in any situation.
Oh, the very comfortable life of Dante. I get all the ladies, I get all the coin.
He's just sitting there nodding his head in agreement, yeah, like he's ticking off a checklist, yeah. Yes. We can't all have it like me.
To be blessed.
We should just go find some prostitutes for the both of you. He has a laugh.
What?
Brand spits out all of the peanuts and is currently in his mouth.
Dante cannot stop laughing. He's almost like balled over out of his seat, pissing himself laughing.
What's a prostitute?
Oh no.
Oh my god, yes.
What's a prostitute?
Somebody you pay for affection, Camille.
Affection, like hugs and kisses.
Oh, I really want to
cuddles?
make hand gestures. Dante makes hand gestures.
What is that?
Lewd hand gestures.
I still don't know what that is.
Oh,
You can explain it on the road.
you are so fun to talk to, Camille. So much
you.
fun. Maybe that should be your new pickup line. Just walk up to somebody and do this. He just makes a gesture.
Is that even proper? Should I do it? And she starts copying him.
Brand furiously shakes his head.
Dante can't stop laughing.
I don't care where you're from, that's rude everywhere.
Why is it rude?
Dante, you notice from across the guy has a very puzzled look on his face as he looked over. He just sees all of you, circle in one hand and sticking your index finger through it.
I just like, well, it depends what we're talking about. Anyway, let's look at details of hand gestures.
Quickly recover by pulling an imaginary arrow off of your quiver. Shooting a bullseye.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what it's called, isn't it? Isn't it, Saoirse? A bullseye. And no, I'm not going to do that either. That's not my stream. Yeah, Dante's just like, he's crying and he can't stop laughing. He's probably on the floor at this point. He just can't help it. This is too much fun.
I feel like he's just making fun of me at this point. And she looks at Bran, and then at Saoirse. So, what do you plan to do with him? Your own personal salt and pepper over there. Nothing.
Well, he's not exactly my type, but I had the thought. And speaking of business, there was that talk of getting into the casino, and she would kind of gently waving the card. He might be of some assistance getting a distraction for the casino.
Oh, that's a good idea. Some form of manipulation. I like it.
I don't think she has to try too hard there.
Of course, if things go south, then he may have connections that could pose a problem for us.
It's probably not a bad idea. We should probably check out who he is first before we get him in a spot of bother, as they say.
Yes, yeah.
So anything else you guys want to do this evening?
Maybe a few more drinks, and then Camille will probably call it a night.
Yeah, Dante's gonna go revel and dance and stuff.
Yeah, I think Saoirse would wait for the food and a couple drinks, enjoy that quickly, and then head upstairs for a long rest. Because she's definitely, probably as the night goes on, she is feeling the aches of the fight.
If Saoirse makes it back up to the room, she is like to find MEV, depending on when she gets back, asleep, sitting up against the wall in her little corner that she normally has her set up, but she never quite got it reset up when she started writing into her grimoire. So she's like asleep, sitting up with her grimoire in her lap and like a very colorful ink quill in her lap.
I think, Saoirse would take a blanket. I think finding that she would take a blanket and place it over Emmy before laying down herself.
Anybody else?
I think Bran is going to turn in early, considering the events that happened today and losing Boltzmann.
Saoirse, you do notice as you go upstairs, he does give you one final nod from his perch by the door. And then as you go upstairs, Bran, you notice that he kind of waits for a few moments and then heads out the door.
I'm so sorry, my internet cut out there.
That's okay. When Saoirse left, he nodded at her, and then as you kind of continue to be there just for a little bit, just for a few minutes more, you do notice that he, not too long after Saoirse goes upstairs, he heads for the door.
Bran kind of narrows his eyes a little bit, and is anyone still down here with Bran? Or is he the last one up?
Dante is frolicking around.
Is he busy?
Camille, are you still down there?
Yeah, she would have stayed for as long as the company is still there, but as soon as Dante's the one left, she knows that he's the one that parties a little later than most. She's gonna take her leave as well. So yeah, she's still down there.
Considering Dante is currently partying, Bran would kind of gesture towards the doorway that the gentleman had just left from, and he'll kind of whisper to Cameo, "He's being weird."
Yes, as if sniffing fingers isn't weird enough for you.
No, not that.
What do you mean?
He waited
Waited for...
until Saoirse left.
Her brows furrow, and she tries to see if she can find this guy. He's probably gone, but like long gone by now. And looks back at Bran. Maybe he's just infatuated is all. I mean, Saoirse is a very beautiful woman.
Well, whatever his reasons are, be sure to lock your windows and doors.
Oh, don't worry, I sleep by the window. If he tries to step over me, he's dead.
As I would expect.
Mm-hmm.
It's just strange.
Well, it could be, if you really think about it. But it could just be another man infatuated by something he can't have.
Bran just slowly nods and scratches his chin again.
She pats his shoulder rather roughly. Alright, well, I'm gonna go get some sleep. Dante is probably going to find sleep with whenever he feels like it. So, you have a good night's rest, Bran.
Do the same, Cam. Good night.
Good night. Oh, wait. Are you sure you're okay sleeping by yourself?
Bran was in mid-stride, almost taking his first step up the stairs when Camiel mentions sleeping by himself, and he kind of flinches for a second as he realizes that Boltzmann will most likely not be there. And he kind of nods and chuckles at the same time. I'll be fine, Cam.
I can share the room with you.
No.
Why not?
I would prefer it if you stayed with Saoirse and Nemi, considering the circumstances.
Well, you guys all have one room here. There's only one room for everyone here.
That's right. Yeah,
Oh,
we
is
shared. Yeah. That's right. I'm sorry.
You and Boltzmann did have the bed.
Oh, okay. Thank you
Oh
for that.
yeah.
Yeah, we completely forgot. Sorry.
Heads to feet. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's been a
Yeah, it's
couple
just
weeks.
It's been a while.
All right. Okay. Well, that being said, like Camille would have just actually walked with Bran.
Yep.
To the room.
Okay. All of you are able to get a long rest. Everything, reset everything. You're able to have a long rest, able to join back up in the next morning. Go back downstairs. What would you like to do? The day is yours.
Well, I think breakfast is in order.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's plenty of food, plenty of eggs, plenty of ham. Is popular here. Definitely get your fill. Everyone makes it down. What would you like to do today?
Well, we'll have to decide what we're doing regarding this the casino adventure. Plus, it's once everyone's there, Dante would sort of he'd be in the middle of eating while everyone's just doing small chatter and stuff, and then eventually he'd just be like, so we're going to go tail this this love interest of Saoirse's and see what's going on, just to double check that he's not too much of a creep and that he actually admires her, or if there's not something else going on, and whether we can use him to our own advantage. And he takes a big bite of his meal.
Emmy was scarfing food in an almost polite way, but also very obviously she didn't eat with you guys last night, and so she's very hungry and didn't realize and doesn't quite understand why she's so hungry. But she stopped mid-bite and almost chokes and is like, "I'm sorry, love interest? Are we talking something?"
Saoirse, yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. She found a true love.
Oh my goodness. Oh, who is he? Tell us all about. Oh, y'all already know, don't you? Clearly y'all know. Well, tell me.
You would see Saoirse still has a bit of a shiner going on. Well, I don't know if I'd call it true love, but there was a gentleman who came up to me after I participated in a little fight club downstairs, and he seemed to appreciate my abilities, my skill in a fight. Gave me a healing potion and his card, and she'd pull out the card and slide it over to Emmy, saying that I could contact him if I needed or wanted anything.
And she's just enthralled. Saoirse says the word fight. Emmy's just basically every other word. Emmy V takes it as like innuendo. She keeps like wiggling her eyebrows, like a fight, huh? Oh, a fight club, huh? And she'll look over the card and continue eating. Just asking Saoirse in praise and expressing how she should definitely follow up with the gentleman.
Don't they say you're supposed to wait a couple days before calling someone?
Oh, those are old-fashioned rules. If you want something in today's day and age, sometimes you just gotta grab it and take it. Especially if he's fighting with you.
Dante's laughing.
Oh, he didn't do any fighting. It was all me.
Mm-hmm.
She put in all the work.
Oh, then you're already ready.
Like, I think what would take the cake, or what, like, the icing on the cake there. So you should go and sniff his fingers.
Huh?
He's just got looking at Emmy.
Almond.
He's looking at Emmy.
That's a unique take.
He was a bit... I think we're still deciding if it was a bit creepy or not, or if it's some new almond trend. He kissed my hand after giving... He kissed my hand and then sniffed my hand after giving me the potion, so... She would shrug.
Oh.
Definitely creepy.
Oh. Well, here's another question. You said he gave indication that he was well-to-do, right?
Correct. He very well dressed. Older gentleman.
I mean, if the worst thing he did to you was, sniff a finger or two, but, everything else seemed to check out. I mean, it may not be the absolute weirdest thing in the whole world. Pendant. He's rich.
We can. So surely you could ignore the occasional finger sniffing for all that money.
Certainly.
Well, as I indicated last night, he's that's not exactly my type. But we might be able, like we were discussing last night, we might be able to make use of the situation.
You might grow fond. Who even knows? And I mean, it's just kind of like, this still has this, probably something similar to a look like Dante has. Just this, just can't stop grinning kind of thing.
I think we're enjoying this for all different reasons.
And it's lovely.
Yeah, Saoirse's thinking tactically about, how they might be able to use this guy to get into the casino.
And Emmy will, she'll push that, like, okay, so, all right, well, for now, he might not be or seem ideal, but you never know till you get to know somebody. So what interest might we have? How might he be able to show you that there's more to him than meets the eye, perhaps?
Well, I have no idea. It's been a while.
Oh, well, if you want me to give you a makeover and make sure that you are everything he dreams of, I can even give you a second shiner if you want it, if he's into that. I mean, some people have odd tastes.
Dante just kind of gives Emmy a bit of a quizzical look and chooses to ignore what she just said. And then leans back and just enjoys the show. Nudges Bran a little bit. Come on, enjoy this. It's fun.
I'm getting more concerned than anything else.
Alright, let's go find this man. Let's do it.
On the card, on the card, yeah, is the name of a business and a location.
What's the name of the
The name of
business?
His last name, Hoffersnetter Dry Goods.
Dry goods.
He's a merchant. How much fun is that? At least he's rich.
It's something. It's a place to start. He can take care of her. And I think that what all of us want. Well, all us ladies.
Ooh.
Saoirse's eyebrows would go up at that. It's like he can take care of her, and she's like, really? I think
You know, it's
as if
beyond
saying
just
I can take
physical
care of
sometimes.
myself.
Sometimes there's more that the heart needs than just a big, strong man. It needs more sometimes. Sometimes you need companionship and you know, the whole lot. I'll lend you a book sometime. Camiel knows.
Oh yeah, we need to find Camille some more books.
Yes, please.
Well, books are kind of dry goods, so maybe he'll have some.
Let's just do it. Let's go pay him a visit. We'll send Bran in with Saoirse and Emmy, of course, for all the advice, and Bran for the death stares that he was giving last night. He can continue that over your shoulder, and then maybe, you know, we'll be able to work something out. You just find out what he's doing. Find like if he's really into you or what.
Couldn't hurt.
Okay, so you guys are gonna go check out this place.
Bran, it's the only. It's what we should do, right?
If nothing else, I just want to write him off as a threat.
Oh, if he is, we can write him off.
Well, I agree.
So, yeah, we may as well learn more about this man and what's going on.
And if he can take my place in the casino heist, I'd be up for it.
Very motives. Wonderful.
There's a bit of a grin on Bran's face at the mention of ulterior motives.
I wonder if he has any daughters. Dante
That's
says.
the spirit.
Dante says casually as he gets up and walks out of the room. He's 40s. Yeah.
That man is so smart.
So as you guys kind of exit the tavern, exit the Boar's Nest, you're kind of in the main square. Everybody roll a perception check as you kind of make your way. Seriously, the address you know, just based on being here before, as well as being somewhat familiar with the area. You know that it's towards the north, kind of outside of town. And so you know which direction you could go. Emmy and Bran.
Despite getting bad sleep last night, nat 20.
What'd you get, Brian?
Emmy sees all of the things.
Yeah.
She's on that second wind kind of thing.
Yeah.
She had to quickly do her hair, so like it's bunched up in one of her scarves, and she's in one of her bigger dresses, just covering almost everything. But she is hyper aware.
Peering through the astral veil.
Did you roll, Ryan?
I believe he is away from keyboard.
Okay. Alright, so Emmy and Bran, both of you, you look across the kind of plaza area that you guys are near, you kind of look across the way and towards the from where you're at. I'm sorry. From where you're at, across the street, you see two major structures. You see the water gardens that are there, the water fountains, and this water park that is there, with all these fountains and trees and this large area. And you see this casino. Standing in between, kind of near the edge of the water features, you do see one person, Emmy specifically. You see someone dressed in black, with in very very hard to see, but with your perception check, you do see on the side of their kind of shoulder area, you do see a small emblem that looks very similar to the Talon Force, the one that you had seen your very first day meeting the group. You see a patch with that logo on it on the very side. He's sitting at like a bench, kind of minding his own business, looking like he's trying to blend in. Does not look like he's sticking out at all. But with that perception check, and Brad, you notice him as well. Small patch with a Talon logo on the arm.
Emmy stops. She stops cold, and if there's anyone that's within arm's reach, she'll grab their like the back of their shirts, and just says, "Hold on. I might have forgotten something. I think something fell out of my pocket. Can y'all help me look for something real quick back in the bar, right inside?"
Oh, of course.
More eyes are
Seriously.
better.
Yeah, Sirsha would certainly offer to give Emmy a hand.
If anyone doesn't start to turn back, she will be insistent.
What?
No, Bran will be behind them and kind of like forcibly pushing them, like, "Come on, let's go."
Back inside.
Yep.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Just one of my favorite. Oh, just slips out of my pocket.
You guys step back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if we're inside.
So what are we looking for?
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. It actually looks like someone might be looking for us. One of those Talon Force guys. Remember them? Waiting outside on a bench.
At that, Sirsha's brows would furrow.
So we're not. They said we're free to go about our business, right?
Yeah, he looks like he ain't trying to. Well, he looks like he's trying to blend in, like not be seen. I don't know. What would he be doing here?
Probably watching us. Possibly, anyway. I mean, not to sound narcissistic or anything, but it's most likely that they're watching us.
Or it could just be a coincidence.
If there's one thing I learned in all of my traveling, there ain't much thing as coincidence.
Well, that's true. Some things are fated.
Nothing. Works in the back.
And she smacks his shoulder because she just heard that. You little shit.
Unless y'all getting into trouble, I try to spend one night going to bed early, and y'all get into trouble. She's like half joking.
We're trying our best. It's kind of hard not to.
Sirsha's the only one that got into any trouble.
It wasn't trouble. It was sport.
It was love.
Love.
Sorry?
I think we've crossed our communication here. But so shut up. Be that as it may, does it really matter if this person's following us. If we're just doing our normal things, if we know they're following us, then we can keep track of them, yes?
Oh, you worry too much, Emmy. We're fine.
Me, I don't worry about nothing. Ain't nothing to worry about. I am only in minor association with y'all.
Exactly.
I take such offense to that. And she's obviously being playful.
Well, last time I had any kind of encounter with them and y'all, it was when we first met, and that was quite explosive,
They started it.
to say the least. I don't think they care much. Maybe we could. Well, we know they're there. They may not know where we're off to. If there's a different way to leave, maybe we can circle around. Not be seen.
We're just going to talk to the man who sniffs fingers. We're not robbing the place.
Weren't we just involved in something that was slightly similar to robbing?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
Look, y'all know better than I do. Just, I don't think I want to be walking past someone like that. Is all. You just never know. A woman has to keep her reputation very clean.
Dante has another smirk in back.
Hey.
Camiel is just confused at this point, but she just goes with it.
So are you leaving out the front door, or are you leaving out... There is a back door.
Well, if Emmy is uncomfortable, obviously not frightened or anything of going out the front and being followed by one of these little creeps, sure, like, we can go out the back door.
Okay. So you guys go out the back door. You don't see anything. As you cross like the alley from where this is into like the next street, you catch a glimpse back. Emmy, with your perception, you do still see him as you kind of pass this side street. It doesn't look like he is. He definitely has not moved from where you saw him. He still seems to be focused on the front of the building. So it looks like you've as you kind of continue, you keep looking back and making your way towards the shop. You continue to look around as you guys are traveling, and you don't see anyone else, even with that high perception check. You don't see anyone else following, and he does not move from where you first saw him.
Then she is all smiles again.
Okay. So you make your way across town towards the outskirts. You across the river and go across back towards the way that you came in. And near the edge of the city, there is the area that's listed on the card. You find basically this huge warehouse. You get to this location that's the address on the card, and you find this huge warehouse, and there's tons of people coming in and out. There's basically all sorts of different agricultural food supplies, being carts and wagons being loaded up of potatoes and all these different fruits and vegetables that are being kind of harvested and have been harvested and are putting into wagons and storage and all these other places here. So you have this huge warehouse. There seems to be a office towards the front of this large warehouse. If you'd like to approach.
I think Dante's waiting for Sersha to make the first move here.
Yeah, I think Sirsha would head toward the front.
Okay, so you guys start walking in. You guys definitely turn a few heads of some of the kind of the laborers that are there that are loading boxes, and you see basically in the front you see large boxes all marked potatoes. There's another wagon that's behind it, and it has bushels of corn that are being packed up and completely filling this large wagon. One of the very, very large wagon actually has 6 sets of wheels on the bottom of it, being able to support the extra weight of the materials inside. You see a team of 4 horses that are there that are being ready to pull as being loaded up with all this extra weight. You walk towards the front of this building, and you do get to basically an office type area where it's away from the warehouse and the processing behind. And the first person that you see standing outside is a large female Goliath. She's got basically like a undercut black hair that's kind of swept over the side of her head, side of her face, with an undercut underneath, so shaved around the back on the sides. Could I help you?
Yes, we're seeking the master. What was his last name again?
Seto or something, wasn't it? He had 4 names, right?
It was Rhetoric James Hoffern Setter. It's Hoffern Setter is one word.
Yeah, and she would hold out the basic business card. We're seeking Master Hoffern Setter.
Yeah, he's in. Master who's calling? Who's coming?
My name is Sirsha. These are my friends. The master, he gave me this card last night after watching some entertainment at the inn, and told me to stop, to come calling if there's anything we wanted or needed.
Yeah, okay. I'll tell him he's here. And
tell him the redhead from the inn that he saw fighting.
I will. And she very large, bulky frame, very muscular, kind of very ripped out arms, or she got sleeveless kind of a shirt on that has her arms kind of poking out. And she kind of ducks under into the doorway, disappears for a moment, and when she comes back, you see Roderick with her, a little bit dressed down compared to what he was last night, but still very nice clothing, very happy, big large smile on his face. Sirsha, he said. Yes, very nice to have you. Come inside. And he invites you into the office area. All of you come in?
Sirsha would definitely go in.
100%.
See any other toys?
Okay.
Dante's chuckling in the back, and he's just gonna hang back and watch.
He leads you down a hallway with a couple of different desks of kind of accounting people with tally machines and doing some basic, administration of some sort. It leads down hallway into a larger opening, and basically where his office is at the end of the hall. You walk in, it's a very nice office. There's ornate decor kind of around, a lot of mirrors on one side, windows on the other. There's a couple of couches on one side, there's a table in the middle, and then his desk is on the far side. And he motions towards the table. Please, have a seat. So, my guard said your name is Sisha. I didn't even. I'm sorry. I didn't even get your name last night. Please, sit. What brings you here?
Well, I thought that we could stop by to see exactly what it was that you did, and we're in town for the King's Battle to at least watch and perhaps visit the casino. And just thought we'd stop by and see exactly what it was you did, and see if maybe you needed anything.
Wow. Well, my place is here. If you look out there and you kind of look towards one of the far end, you can see a window that looks out into the warehouse, and you kind of look over it, and it's just stacks and stacks of boxes and people moving stuff around and packaging and all this this food, basically food imports, agricultural imports that are agricultural supplies that he's loading up into these baskets and barrels and cases and crates and well, not a whole lot of here, but we do a lot of export. Places like Patreon, Mujat, even some outside of Tribus. Alma feeds the world, as they say, and I like to help out with that, and I do fairly well doing so. But yeah, what would you like to do? Well, I can definitely take you guys around, do whatever we'd like to do. Spend some time. No King's Battle today, but tomorrow there is. What would you like to do today?
Saoirse would probably look to the others at this point to see if any of them had any ideas. I don't know. What sounds like something that would interest any of the others? Any of you? She probably sees Emmy trying to keep herself from laughing.
Thought this has got a big grin in the bag. Perhaps we should wander around, have a little sightsee while we all get to know each other.
Emmy asks if he is at all friendly with any of the prestigious staff from Osgith Academy.
No, I can't say. I have can't say that I do. I do know some of them in passing. Some of them are on some of the business councils that I belong to. Some of the higher ups there I've met in passing at parties and things, but no, not really. Just a guy here shipping potatoes.
Oh, and noble work it is. Who were some of those? Just compare notes quickly, and perhaps I could help you get in touch with some of them at some point. They are lovely people. Who were some of the ones that you knew?
Let me hold on.
Loose work. Emmy's one of those like feel out the situation and keep herself on top of it all.
Mm-hmm. I had met the president there. I'd forgotten his name though. It'd been a while. It was just in passing, shook the man's hand, but that's about it.
Great man he is.
You're interested in the magic school?
Oh yes, oh yes. I've actually worked with some of their fine tutors to learn a lot of what I already know. Um, and only looking to further my education as we all do when we're studying the arcane arts.
Yeah, that's beyond me, I'm afraid. But yeah, that's good on you.
Thank you. Very kind.
Oh,
I can see that I can see that Saoirse, we are in great hands with you. Capable hands.
You do kind of see him blush a little bit at that, but yeah.
She looks back at Dante.
I like this guy.
If you guys want, you had said something about the casino. Saoirse, they do have a not typically but I do have a connection there. We could do a lunch at the casino if you'd like.
Well, that does sound like something that could be fun. She would say, looking around at the others, seeing if that sounds good to them.
Bran simply smiles.
I typically don't like the crowds, but yeah, we can definitely do that. And I think I think I have a connection there. I think there's a floor there that they have that not so many people. We can kind of get separated. I think maybe get our private table. If you guys want to do some gambling at lunch, we could do that.
Oh,
Yes, that definitely sounds like something that would be right up our alley. A little bit of food, some conversation, perhaps a bit of gambling. I believe Camiel here was interested in learning about gambling.
Camille, her eyes widen and look at Saoirse. She looks so stupid at this point, but she's just staring at Saoirse. And yes, yes, I am. Apparently.
I'm not much of a gambler myself, but it's always good to let off a little steam sometimes. I mean, that's what I was doing down at the Boar's Nest. I like watching the fights down there. That's just a little bit of gambling, I guess, but I really enjoy watching it.
Camille is about to say something because her face contorts in a way where she's about to be sassy, but she keeps her mouth shut and just forces a smile and nods.
I'll say Saoirse, roll a perception check. Ooh.
21.
As he kind of like at one point gets up from his chair, kind of gets closer to you guys, moves and sits in front of his desk where you guys are sitting in the couch and the table side of the table closest to the desk. You look behind him and you do see a portrait that's on the back side of his desk of him and another woman.
Do I see anything that looks like, I don't know if in the world this is the case, if there's anything like a wedding band that he might wear to indicate that he's married?
Yeah, that's a common practice. Not I would say not nearly as common as it is probably today, but are here modern us. But yeah, it's fairly common in Amma, but you do not see a wedding ring. This guy, he does have a pinky ring on one finger, but he does not have a band on his on a wedding finger. You know, the wedding finger.
Yeah. Okay, she'll take note of that. Well, it's still early, it's definitely still early, but when would be a time that you would like to go to lunch at the casino? I mean, I'm sure it'll take a little bit of time for it to be arranged and we could meet you there.
Yeah. I'll go there now. I'll get things set up. And you guys can just come join me whenever you want.
Wonderful.
You have my card. Just show that to anybody, and we'll probably be up on the 3rd floor. Just see, they may give you a hard time trying to get up there, but you show them the card, and it should get you up there. I'll let them know that you're going to be on your way.
That sounds wonderful.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yes,
goes
we'll
and-
definitely meet you there.
He goes over to Bran first and shakes his hand because he knows that he's being stared at, and he goes and reaches out to shake his hand first. Do you accept?
Brand firmly squeezes back.
Oh, hey, quite a group there, sir. And he goes to Dante, shakes hands.
Dante's just smiling.
Camille and Emmy, he nods at, and then seriously, he holds out his hand but holds it flat.
She would give him his hand. She would give him her hand.
And he does the same thing. He brings it up to his leans over a bit and gives it a slight kiss in the back and lets it go. You do not hear a sharp inhale this time.
Damn it. That's what Dante was waiting for.
Camille kind of
Yeah,
looks at
kinda
Emmy.
waiting for that too.
She looks at Emmy, like, we're excluded?
Yeah, she'll catch his eye and just keep smiling, and then curtsy when he acknowledges that.
He nods at your curtsy.
It's not about us today. It's all for Saoirse.
Huh. Interesting. And Camille just stares at this man, and her eyes squint, and looks away.
Well, you've made an enemy for life now, mate.
Shut up, Dante.
And he kind of escorts you back through the office, brings you back out into the main warehouse area, and then waves as he stays by the doors. And that is where. Sorry?
Saoirse would wave as they leave.
He would definitely respond in kind. And that is where we're going to take our first break. Our only break. I don't know why I say first, but we'll take our break and we'll come back in just about 10 minutes. We'll be back and we'll see where this leads. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome. We are back. Thank you to Cosmic21 for your follow just 2 hours ago. And I don't think we've said it on stream before, so thank you also to the Big Juicy. If you're here or around, thank you for following. You're the juiciest.
Juicy.
The Big Juicy. Alright. You guys leave the warehouse. What are you guys doing?
Shopping montage? Actually, Dante would like to. If we're not going, or whenever we haven't organized the lunch yet, at the casino, right? Like he wanted to do that later.
Yeah. Whenever you guys are ready, he said he was going to go there and get it set up.
All right. Well, Dante wants to. Dante wouldn't mind just popping over to the shops, the market, because he's still on the lookout for those boots and the cape, or any of those that he can find. There's magical items basically. Like he's trying to find. I think I sent them to you, but the elven cape and the elven boots.
Yeah, I
Did the
think
guy
so.
say that he would have something for us in a couple of days?
Oh, true. I forgot about that.
Elven boots. I forgot which one you sent me. Boots of elven kind.
I basically sent you 3 things that, if they happen to be there, would be great. And he wants 2 pair of boots.
Mm-mm-mm. Boom, 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 boom. Hold on one second. Oh, gloves of theory. Okay. So we'll kind of speed run that, but I will say that he did find a pair of boots. He did find a boots of elven kind, but he only has 1 pair.
Okay.
And yeah, he said that everything has been very lackluster, very hard to get because of all the King's battle that's going on.
Okay, so that was the only item he could find for us?
That was the only option. The item that he could find for you was 1 pair of boots of elven kind. So if you'd like to buy those are uncommon.
I'd like to buy them for Saoirse. Though now she has a new bow. Maybe.
Yeah, it would be 2,000 gold.
2,000 gold.
2,000 gold. I think. Yeah.
2,000 gold for an uncommon item.
Is that what it is? Hold on. Let me do this.
Well, I didn't say anything.
No, I know. But
Dante's saying it all. 2,000. I'll give you 500 for them.
oh, it's a wondrous item.
Oh, I gotta look
Oh,
at it.
okay. I found a different thing.
How much money do I have?
He says I paid about 600 for him. You guys are good shoppers before. I'll give them to you for 650.
Where the hell's my money?
I didn't touch it. I don't know.
Oh, inventory. I was like, where's my money? God. Dante will give 65 platinum over.
Okay. I do have one other thing. Mr. Tin Man there?
Yes.
No. The one in all the plate armor there.
Sorry, I just couldn't help myself.
Bran looks at himself and then back at Cameo.
I do have something for you. You said you were worried about something previously. I want you to go down that aisle right there, at the end of the way. Show me, just tell me what you see. So you go. You gonna follow his instructions?
Quizzically, he will follow the strange man's request.
So you look down the hall, and you see a door, and it is a door that is not flush with the wall, but it looks like it's leaning up against the wall.
Bran immediately looks at the rest of the party with his mouth open wide. Is this the magical door?
Go check it out, there, partner.
Bran looks incredibly
Just
excited.
just stay on this side of the door, would you?
Ooh. Bran does so. He stays to the side of the door and he lays a hand on the doorknob and he opens it.
Do you open it small? Do you open it wide?
Let's say he leaves a crack open just to anticipate what's inside.
So you get to the end of the hall, and everyone else is. Anybody follow Bran, or is everybody at the counter still?
Camiel followed close by.
Okay.
And he also wants to see what's behind a magical door.
It's entertaining.
So, Bran, you open it just a crack, and when you open it up and you see space. You see colors of nebulas and purples and ambers and shifting. Camiel, this looks very familiar to you, but it doesn't have that kind of depth that you normally feel when you see this. It doesn't have that kind of connection. It seems very one-dimensional. But you see it, and it's this. You look out and you open it just enough, and you see this black void with stars of all shapes, all twinkling about. This nebula that kind of is moving and rotating very slowly. It just looks like a portal into heaven itself.
Bran
I
immediately
said.
steps back.
Like I said, stay on this side, would you? Go ahead and shut it and open it again.
Bran suddenly feels very woozy from seeing an empty void into space, but he does as he's ordered and shuts the door, then cautiously this time opens the door.
You open the door and you kind of get this, you don't feel the heat, but looking, you just see flames firing up all around, and it just looks like there's no land. It's just like the entire door and the entire everything that you're looking at is just incorporated, encompassed in this burning flame. There's a little bit of, you can tell there's a little bit of patch where there's actually burnt ground. Looks like hardened stone and blackened volcanic, kind of a stone at some deep into the flames. But from what you're looking at, all you see is flames. You do not feel the heat, but you do feel this kind of intense pressure just kind of there. And then see this flame just kind of not passing through the barrier and not passing through the door, but you do see this flash of splash of radiant firelight that's just blinding you almost.
Bran immediately just turns to Emmy, giving her a look that basically screams like, "Explain! Explain!"
Do I know what kind of magic this is?
You can either detect it in some way to figure out exactly what it is, or you can go by your hunch and roll an Arcana check.
Let me see real quick. I do have detect magic. Let's go ahead and cast it.
Okay.
And I'll pat Bran on the shoulder, and I'll cast detect magic. I think he's just gonna use up a spell slot.
Yeah. There are little things here and there that kind of hitting your radar as things that are magical in nature. The entire door kind of radiates with this illusion magic.
Aw, that for a moment she's actually like her smile drops for just a brief moment as for a second she thought like if this is actually like maybe not conjuration, maybe transmutation or something that like could get them from one place to another, like the celestial library or something. But if
Mhm.
when it just shows up as illusionary, it's like it's for fun. Okay, no, that's fine. It's totally fine. But she tells Bran, I won't go into all the details, but it's one of those types of magic where you do need to be very, very careful. And she starts spinning this tale. You need to be very, very careful. One wrong step, which is why our friendly gentleman here told us to stay on this side, could wind you up in a whole different planar dimension that you did not intend. Got to be very careful with these things if it's not perfectly calculated. So just be mindful. It shouldn't hurt you from here.
Bran is already pressing his back against the wall at this point, just seeing space.
Roll a deception check there.
Oh my god.
Okay.
As the shopkeeper raises an eyebrow, you explaining, but he's still got a smile, but raises an eyebrow.
Okay, that could have gone better. A 10.
Do I need to roll an insight?
Yeah, you gotta roll an insight against it.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh no, that's his wisdom. He's super wise.
Well,
You believe what she's saying, but then there's something like an itchiness in the back of your brain, like maybe no, she can't be right. But you think it's okay. You think it's real. You're so into the illusion of it all that you're just kind of like you kind of don't care. You're kind of like, so what if it's an illusion or what if it's either way? It's kind of cool.
it's a magic door!
That's right.
Ain't it something?
It's part of the marketing. I took your advice. Got myself a magic door.
You see?
Place named the Magic Doors doesn't have a magic door. That's not a good place.
It needs a magic door. Bran just seems very amused with himself. He's just standing in front of the door, opening and closing it just to see what new...
You see, the next time you see a grassy field with cows in front of it. The next time you see like this castle way off in the distance with a waterfall coming down. The next time you open it up, you actually see almost like bubbles, like these large orbish bubbles that are just kind of floating and bouncing, floating in like space, in three-dimensional space. It looks like it goes on forever. You open it one more time and there's fractals. The rectangle of the door frame is just fractals going in like an infinite movement behind and in front, and it looks like it's like this fractal tunnel that you just keep going into deeper and deeper. That's pretty neat, huh?
That's what Bran will be doing. He'll just be opening and closing the door just to see a new result.
Anybody else need anything at the store while you guys are here?
I mean, he doesn't have any +1 shields, right?
No.
Or a ring of protection.
He does not. Everything that you said that he has for armor-wise was taken from King's Battle stuff.
I need to replace the missing AC point from Boltzmann.
Hasn't disappeared yet.
Oh.
You still have your AC. What he said was it would disappear sometime, but to prepare for it. But he would take it when he needed it.
Oh, okay.
So you still have it for now.
Oh.
You
Good
could
to know.
when next time you get a feat, you could always take that one for fighter that gives you the fighting style, and you could always take the
Defensive.
yeah.
Yeah. That'll add a
I
plus
was
1, right?
thinking about it. But I need to put some more points into wisdom. Clearly.
Sersha,
Yes.
these boots are
Saoirse's
yours.
here.
These boots are yours.
Oh, well, why thank you.
We're gonna need them to go
Thank
sneaking soon enough. I'll find some somewhere.
Well, I'm sure we'll be able to put them to good use.
That's the spirit. Use them to sneak in and out of your new boyfriend's bedroom at night. He has a little chuckle.
Emmy giggles.
So anything you guys want to do after shopping, or do you want to go to the casino?
Let's go gamble.
Okay. So across, you guys, you've already crossed back into town, so you guys are take the few blocks that it takes to walk past and towards the river, where the Gilded Lily is on the riverbank. White, large marble building, large gold letters up top that says Gilded Lily Casino. You guys walk in. Everybody give me a perception check for the first floor as you guys walk in.
Oh, God, I'm terrible tonight.
18 for me.
Wow, Camille.
24.
Saoirse. So the first floor, you get inside this and it's completely full. It's very packed. There's a lot of tourists here. There's a lot of money influxing into the city. It's interesting because there's a certain level of wealth that's required to even think about coming to a place like this. And you guys now have coin able to spend, and you definitely not are your average customer here. You guys definitely look a little out of place, but there are a few mercenary types in here. There are a few different, variants of different type people. It's not all just nobles and merchants and things like that. It's a lot of people, a lot of different types of people, especially here on the first floor. Ropeburg's one of the biggest towns, so there's lots of different types of people. With this in mind, the first floor is filled with tables, all with games of chance. There's games of dice. There's games of spinning wheels. There's a lot of happy, inebriated people, even this early. People drinking, possibly even from the night before, still losing gold and ambitions by the glass. You guys look around, and especially Saoirse. I'd say Saoirse and Camiel and Dante all kind of see security seems pretty tight. There's about 20 or so. There's people behind the 20 or so tables. You see all of them with a white uniform, gold trim. There's servers, dealers, hospitality people handling the money. But for every 4 or 5 dealers, there's a person in white shirts and black jackets who kind of rotate around. They definitely look more of the security type. One of them in the black jacketed people sticks out. Human, bald. Even with the tight jacket, you can see that he looks very, very strong. Natural physique is very squat and ripped. You see him. You've seen him lean in to another person in another black jacket before heading back upstairs and away from your view. Not making contact with you or anything, not even noticing you guys. But you guys did see him. He kind of sticks out as far as security. And I would say Saoirse. You also see a few people who stick out. They aren't with the guests. They're not dressed in uniforms, but they're dressed kind of like guests. They aren't gambling. they either aren't gambling or are gambling very little. They seem to be focusing on the guests, keeping a close eye. It looks like almost like plainclothes security, and you're the only one that would have noticed that. There are a few of those. You see about 2 or 3 here on the main floor of people that are more interested in others, but looking at, like, from a security standpoint, not from a casing the joint standpoint or trying to take advantage of other people standpoint. Every once in a while, you see one of these plainclothes officers make eye contact with a dealer or a uniformed security in a very familiar way. It kind of gives it away to you.
No.
Go ahead.
I think Styrsha would lean into the others and kind of share that. Looks like security is pretty tight here. So some plain clothes like us, and they seem to be trying to keep an eye on what the goings on in here in a way that the regular security can't.
This is just the down floor. This is just the main floor, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's just the first floor. You find your way. There's a main staircase that's on the one side of the big hall there. You work your way up to the second floor. This floor is almost completely all dealer-led card games. So there's about 15 tables with 5 or 6 chairs at each table. You see all types of persons here. There's only 1 or 2 tables that don't have anybody there, but most of these are filled with people. Personnel here is similar. You see the dealers, you see the hospitality staff, white shirts, gold trim. You see about 5 official security with black jackets here. And you don't see any. It's not as obvious that you see anyone with that looks like plain clothes, Saoirse. You just aren't seeing that connection anywhere. You see the dealers, the hospitality staff, the white shirts. Closest to the stairs is a bar, very fancy, high standards, clean glass bottles, colorful logos. Different bottles of shapes and sizes, totally just different than what you guys are used to. At the far end of the hall is a very long hallway, and you see a set of stairs leading up at the end. In front of this long hall, you see a red rope and one of the 5 guards standing in front of it.
And nowhere on our way in did we spot another one of our Talon Force buddies, did we?
No. No. And it was very close to where you had seen him before, but you did not see, even with Saoirse's perception. I'll say that you guys did not see anything.
Yeah, Saoirse would walk up to the guy at the red rope and pull out the business card saying, "Hello, we're actually here for lunch. We should have been anticipated."
The guard kind of looks at the card, just tells you to hold on for 1 second. He calls one of the other security guards over to stand in front, and then he goes and walks back down the hallway and up the staircase, and supposedly probably checking on whatever. As you guys are kind of standing there waiting, a few moments pass and you see a gray-skinned half-elf, very thin, very tall, white slicked hair and a short ponytail, black pencil-thin mustache, wearing a silk jacket that is very gold and very shimmery. He stands out, but he's in the hallway with the long hall. Just walked down the stairs. He's with 2 well-dressed men, both human, similar outfits. And Saoirse, you notice this. You're the only one to notice this. You see one of them wearing a logo on his lapel. you see a VP with a sword cutting down the center. And you notice that the curator had one very similar to this. It's a symbol for the gallery. You see one of them carrying a small box. The other man that's not holding the box shakes the half-elf's hand, who smiles. The half-elf watches the men be escorted down the hallway through the ropes, and then turn and go back down the other staircase, back down to the first floor.
So, just to make sure I got that correctly, the guy who went down to the first floor has the box now? As if there was a trade?
Yes, one of the persons with the Vindex logo has the box. Yes.
Gotcha.
As you guys kind of wait there for a minute. Hold on one second.
Did Saoirse point that out to us?
Yeah, I think she would lean into at least Dante and point that out.
He'd like to make a note of his face, just so he can recognize him in future.
The elf or the
elf, whoever had the box.
Okay. One of the men with the
Vindex. The Vindex.
Okay. You are eventually, as you watch the elf kind of return, as the two men walk downstairs, you see him turn. You see him pull out a handkerchief and wipe his hands. He's turned to you, so you don't see his face, but then you see him turn and walk up to the third floor. You make it past the guard kind of comes back down, and he says, "Yes, yeah, we're right this way." Kind of opens the rope for you, closes it back after you've all entered. As you walk upstairs, on the third floor, you get to a much quieter area. There are 4 tables set up. 4 gambling tables, as well as a few actual, almost like dining room tables set off to the side. One of them, where Roderick is sitting there and waves you over. There are about 4 tables set up. Only 2 of them have players. There are a few hang-arounds. There's a lot of people in white-suited servers, the hospitality crew there. Getting drinks, cleaning up perfectly, clean rugs, some hovering and just waiting to be asked. This hall is not as big as the previous floors, but as you kind of scan around across the hall, there's a long, large wall with on both ends of the wall are hallways going down both sides. You begin looking around. You get called over by Roderick. Come on in, guys. Okay, yeah, they set us up with this place. It's nice, huh? And you see this. The table is completely full of foods of all sorts, all different types of meats and all sorts of different dishes that have been prepared, and some still being brought out. There's drinks on the table. There's everything that seems to be anything that you would wish. And they said if we wanted to gamble, there's a table right over there. If we can just join in whenever we wanted.
Oh, this is certainly wonderful. Thank you so much.
I need everybody to roll me another perception check.
Everybody?
Everybody.
Can I just say, Dante would like...
actually, what's your passive right there?
Dante's a 17.
Saoirse's is 15.
Okay. I won't make everybody roll for it. As you go and sit down, none of you see this at first, but as you go and sit down, a woman comes up to your table. Familiar woman who was sitting at the bar walks over to your table. She's in the dressed as well. Everyone is dressed well, but she's in the utmost of simple design, but very expensive silvered sequin gown. She has matching gloves. Her eyes make contact with Bran. Ah, what a lovely surprise. Old friends, I see.
Ah, shit.
Fucking yeah.
Emmy immediately reaches her hand out. Nice to meet you.
Oh, very nice to meet you. She holds out her hand, shakes it, has a smile on her face. I did not know this was your friends there, Roderick. That's very nice. You have very important friends here.
Indeed he does. Indeed he does.
Emmy just like fixes her dress, which I would say if they were going to the casino, she would have gone back really quick to change into some nicer clothes because it felt appropriate. She just like fixes her dress and holds herself upright because she doesn't know who this is. But she introduces herself.
Yes, I don't think I've met you before. You're new to the group, huh?
Oh, I just happened across this lovely bunch. A week or so ago. It's however long it's been. Time flies when you're having fun. I'm MEV. Nice to meet you.
I am Erica Arendelle. They call me Platinum.
Platinum.
Yes. This is my establishment. My brother manages it for me. She motions over to the bar where you see the man in the gold jacket kind of leaning up against the bar and looking towards Erica. He manages it for me. Yes.
No. So I guess as she says she's the owner. I think Emmy now remembers the conversation that they had previously about running into trouble with owing things to the owner or to the person who ran this place, and so like it just dawns on her. She keeps her smile up and she says, "Oh, well, it has been just a lovely experience so far. Everything is wonderful. That jacket," and she points at that glittering suit jacket, "is beautiful. Clearly, you only keep the highest of clientele here, and it is wonderful."
Oh, you make me blush. Yes, I do pride myself on my taste, and I do love metallics. Material of any sort. It's kind of my thing, yes.
Oh, don't we all?
I'm a gambler, but one that has learned how to always turn the odds in my own favor. You know something? It's very interesting that I keep turning up, that you and your group, and she scans the table, keep turning up when I least expect it. Tell me, what have you all been up to?
Emmy looks at the others.
Bran, I believe this is your forte here.
Bran is currently very tight-lipped, and he has his hands in front of him, and you can tell that they are restless because he is just fiddling with his fingers right now, and his jaw is clenched.
At the moment we're here having lunch, Dante will just like sort of look at Bran and then just turn back with a big smile on his face. We're here to have lunch and enjoy the casino. Some of us, and he points to Camille, have never seen a gambling den, especially one as wonderful as this one.
Camille locks eyes with her, and a smirk slowly spreads across her face.
Roderick, I hate to do this, but can I borrow these folks for just one moment? I'll just be here at the table. If you can go join Goose at the bar, I would be very happy. Just give me just a private moment with them. He's definitely confused, but allows. Sure. whatever you need. Sure, you're okay.
Oh yes, I believe we will be just fine in her capable hands.
Okay, I'll just be at the bar, and he walks over. There's something I find invigorating. It's when I can put two pieces of information together that may come from different sources, and it leads me to new insights. It's part puzzle, part game of intel. I met you when you opened up the Goodwill Vault, randomly, almost at random, when visiting me as a glorified courier for a necklace with rare Ujatan jade. I task you with finding more out and give you a lead and a tool. And yes, we disagree on the terms at times from our last meeting. But weeks later, seemingly as next to last resort, you contact me in Silt. You try to procure some of that very same jade. And that I personally know of has been off the market for years. And I come to visit my brother for King's Week, and I find out that one of my local connects suddenly has an influx of the same ultra-rare jade. And now you are here. Please tell me, what have you been up to?
I feel like everyone's looking at everybody else. What have you been up to? Traveling? Experiencing the sights and sounds, smells.
Of Amma?
Why are you so curious?
I'm just a very curious person. That's what I am.
You know, there are a few things that I learned. Right. The last time we met, I was tiny. Do you remember that?
I do. You seem to have grown quite a bit.
Yes, actually. I've also learned that information is gold. And you are known as platinum. So, if you want information, you could give us a wee bit of that platinum, or you could just give back what you stole from Bran.
There it is.
Oh dear.
Stole is a very derogatory word.
I'm not here to argue semantics with you.
Well, there goes our
It's
love.
very interesting. It's very interesting that you are here now. Almost as if our fates are intertwined once again. I find you here at my property at the same time that I happen to be, or previously was in possession, recently in possession, of a very specific item. She's got her hand now kind of tucked under her chin.
What might that be?
Well, it's something not as powerful as what you have collected in the past, but associated. Atlas's Oath Ring. Some bumblehead gave it to me to clear his debts. It's interesting. Hundreds of years without any kind of artifacts showing up, and now, within weeks of each other, you have located one, I have one, and now you show up. It's very interesting to me.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just wondering what you're doing. What brings you to Rogueburg?
Well, if you really want to know, it had something to do with a pregnant lady that we had to escort here.
She looks, she does a scan of the three women in front of her.
Oh, no, none of them. None of them.
No. It was someone we came across.
I see.
Lovely, such a lovely girl. Oh, such a sweetheart. Where is she anyway?
Very interesting experience.
We can assure you Dante had nothing to do with it.
There wasn't enough time.
As I maintained from the start. And I didn't touch her. He turns around like, I didn't touch her once I found out.
Well, you were all the gentlemen, sir.
Thank you.
But regardless, there you are. That's your answer to the question. Why are we here? Maybe we are fated. Maybe it's because the gods are trying to connect us because you took something that's not supposed to be in your hands.
Okay. I will contemplate that, my dear.
Oh, you've got a lot of contemplating to do.
It's interesting that you're here. I would show you this ring, but actually it was just taken off of my hands.
What?
It was already given to the authorities. Well, I'm telling you about this because that is your task. Remember, I've given you this task, I've given you tools, I've given you help towards this task. It is mutually beneficial for both of us to accomplish this, yes?
What? Sorry, you already had the ring and it's gone.
Well, yes.
But do you want us to go get it back for you?
No. It was an artifact, yes, and it was a treasure that I would love to have in my collection, but it was compromised. I found out too late that too many people saw it before that bumble-headed idiot brought it to me.
Camille looks at her hands for a minute and then looks at Dante. Then looks at Bran. Looks back at Dante and looks at the woman whose name keeps escaping me. I'm so sorry.
Erica.
Platinum
Erica.
bitch.
The platinum kind. And she tilts her head. If you want us to do something, she leans forward. Why don't you go ahead, come out and say it?
Well, I think I have been clear. I do want you. There is something about your group. Of course. There is something about your group.
She's got a crush on Bran.
Sorry, DM.
I've always maintained the fact that you were able to enter the Goodwood Vault meant that you were special in some way. For many, many years that has been attempted, and you were the only ones. There is something special. That is why you are on this journey. That's why I task you for this. That's why I believe that you are the only one that can do this. The ring was compromised. I can't hold on to it. It was a situation that I had to get in front of. If he would have talked to the wrong person or tried to find someone dumb enough to try to steal it from my vault, I'll just say I have far more to lose than some degenerate professor. As it stands, my contact will return the ring, keep my name out of it completely, and Mr. Bumblehead will spend the rest of his life in a labor camp or dungeon somewhere being an arcane lab rat. Their decision, not mine.
Don't know how to feel about that.
The issue that I have is this man is very special as well. He somehow has located this ring when others have not found anything for many, many years. He's one of the best known leads of Vindex artifacts that we have. He's been one of the most successful curators in recent history. And if you are still looking for these items, hopefully you can progress on that front. Whatever vein of knowledge or lead he has, I would go find it before he disappears.
Dante does let out a sigh. He's just sort of like, This is. So you want us to go? What? Interrogate this fellow for you to find some more of these artifacts.
For us, yes. For your journey. I'm not the one on the road. You are. If you could ignore me completely, it would not. It would affect me, but not so much. I believe you're destined for this. If you're looking, he is the way to make progress. I will let you get back to your lunch. You are here as a guest, yes? Mr. Roderick is a friend. Please. She takes a piece of... she walks over to the bar to a napkin of sorts, writes down a location, folds it up, and puts it on the table. This is the location of Mr. Bumblehead. He has a permanent room at the Riverside Inn just across the river from here. It is up to you. Whatever you would like to do. Enjoy. Mr. Roderick, your friends are waiting for your company. And she walks back over to the bar, and Mr. Roderick comes back, and I hope everything's okay.
What a lovely lady.
What the hell is going on?
I'm very confused. I don't get confused. Well, no, I do get confused a lot, but not with people.
You do get confused.
I know.
I'm relying on y'all for information. Y'all are the ones who met her.
Bran,
This is the
Going
lady, huh?
on. What's going on is that we just got roped into another job.
Bran,
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Dante's just like wordless at the moment.
What's so confusing to me is that I don't really know where she stands in all of this.
In all of what? Our key problem? Or is this a new problem?
Camille looks at Emmy and then she kind of looks around.
Do we want to save this until we get back to the hotel? The inn?
Probably. Yeah.
Who knows what she has here? She could be listening to every word we say.
She is listening to every word we say. A woman with this much money always thinks she's got.
Bran, I honestly think, let's face it, she has her eyes on you. You were the one that found the hammer. I don't know what's going on, and I'm going to eat something. Let's talk about what we're gonna do when we're not here anymore.
Well, it seems our room itself ain't exactly the safest either, depending on what we're up against. Or who we are dealing with, I should say. No need to be antagonistic.
Let's just let Saoirse and Roddy Boy here have some fun while we go gamble and drink and be merry.
I like those ideas. It's very clear that like nobody else, it just got really dead among them.
Yeah.
And Emmy's also not actually interested in gambling what little money she has away. So she's going to, while the others are handling what they want to handle, do they have some kind of like, there's music playing or some musicians playing around here?
Yes. Here in the VIP lounge, the VIP area, there is a set of live musicians off to one of the sides.
She's gonna go join them. Give them an old. We'll say that somewhere in her grimoire, she has like an old, like a piece of sheet music or something from where she comes from, and it's a fun and upbeat tune to raise spirits. And we're gonna do another performance.
Okay. Roll performance.
I would like to use my natural 20 that I got from my portent.
For 10.
As a
Alright.
divination wizard. And
So
put
you
on the
guys-
show of a lifetime.
Yeah, you guys go over. You guys seated, and you see Emmy kind of step back and go over to the. You guys end your conversation, and then she steps away and goes back over to near where you came in, and there's a set of live musicians, and she kind of sets up a little bit and performs. Are you playing an instrument? Are you singing, or what are you doing?
She herself does not have any instruments. She does more of the singing side of things.
Yeah.
She has backup instrumentals to her singing and some dancing.
So you see Emmy in front of the musicians begin to sing. They begin to kind of dance around to this kind of upbeat, a little bit more upbeat tune than what was playing previously, and it's inspiring. It's amazing that it's coming from someone that you didn't know had those kind of talents.
Inspiration die for everybody.
No.
And now Roderick is interested in Emmy.
Oh god.
It's
Here we
a
go.
beautiful ballad, but it's not about her.
Upstaged
It's about it's clearly about Saoirse and Roderick.
And you see Roderick as the conversation shifted, as he knew that you guys were still in your personal. He's kind of leaning back away from the table a little bit as you guys finished your conversation, and I didn't know you guys. Where did you guys meet Erica at? I've only met her once or twice. She's usually not here. I've met her brother some, but
Well, Bran here is the one who really knows Erica. I've only met her one other time.
You can hear the audible cracking of Bran's teeth as he's gritting his teeth.
I think
this point.
I want no. Dade's not there. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. Dade's not there. He's off gambling or doing whatever.
yeah, and on the table itself there are chips that Roderick has already put out. There's actually like 100. There's like 100 platinum worth of chips that he's put out onto the table.
Yeah, Dade's just gonna mess around. He'll let the others discuss and let Bran explain himself to Emmy or Roderick, and well, I shouldn't say explain himself, but just explain the situation as much as he wants to. Dade's just he basically just wants to keep his eyes open while he just half-heartedly gambles a bit.
Okay. Braddock is still kind of focused back on you, Saoirse, so you guys begin to have, small talk conversation. He's kind of focused on you. What is everybody else doing?
With everyone else, I think you mean me.
Yeah, Brandon's gritting his teeth. Yeah, you're the only one that hasn't said much.
I think she would just keep her eye on this Roderick character, really. There's no animosity there. She's just curious.
After a little bit, those who are kind of looking around and keeping an eye on things, you do see Erica and her brother leave down one of the halls and disappear around the corner.
This is probably stupid, but I think Bran would follow.
God damn it. Yeah.
This is really stupid.
Oh, can I? Is it very obvious that they're gonna get up and follow? Do they say as much?
I mean, Bran isn't exactly subtle, so I think you'd be able to see him get up.
I would tap him first and say, if you're curious where she's off to, I could do what I was originally gonna do when we were worried about Delilah and use. But did we determine I can use locate creature on a person?
I believe so. Let me check. I think we said yes, especially if you know the person and it's within range. That was the biggest thing before, that it wasn't
range.
like it was out of range because it's only like 1,000
so it's within
feet.
1,000 feet. Like 1,000 feet's a pretty decent distance for being inside of a building.
Oh yeah. Within a few square blocks, even, or at least a block or two.
Yeah.
So, are you moving towards the hall, Brent? Or does
Yeah, if Emmy's plan isn't gonna work
I'll
out,
say. Yeah, I'll say like I can keep it. I can keep track of her at least a pretty decent distance, and if we know where she's off to, well, and then she gets this fun little smirk on her face. I might be able to do a little bit of keeping a better eye out, little arcane eye out.
Well, whatever you have planned, it's probably better than what I'm gonna do.
Oh, Brandmere, darling. And I'll cast locate creature.
okay? Yeah, you're able to cast, and you sense the direction, the creature's location. Yeah, you can tell that they are not. They're not far. They're just on the other side of that. On the other side of the wall. They're within the building. They seem to be very close.
Well, what we can do is I'll tell him that, and I say, if she starts to move anywhere unusual, well, you could always track her then. I don't know what good it'll do to try and follow her with guards and such inside her own casino. But if she's got a room somewhere.
How long does it last? It lasts an hour.
Yeah.
So you can make sure that she doesn't leave if you cast it now.
Or if y'all want to try and confront her or something, at least if she tries to run, I can see where she went to. I don't know what beef y'all have with her, I'll be honest. Other than getting mixed up in some kind of real one-sided trade. Oh, it looks like they left a message over there.
Well, Dundee will just sort of, I suppose at this point, he'll sort of eavesdrop in. Just like, look, let's not do anything silly here. We're in, let's just say we're in her lair. We don't know what tricks she has.
Mm.
And at the moment, she's not doing anything to threaten us. Quite the contrary. By her own words, actually. Especially considering last time we spoke to her. I would suggest that we just enjoy our time here. Poor Roderick is keen to get to know Saoirse a little better. Let's let them do that.
Yeah, and I'll say that with that, you guys kind of take your time. You guys can gamble, have finished lunch. Saoirse and Roderick will sit and talk for a little bit. Roll me a straight intellect, Saoirse.
Okay. Let's see. What is it? Straight intelligence, you said?
Yep. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. You don't have an insight. No,
I do have.
okay, then roll an insight, sorry.
There we go. Yeah, that's a bit better.
That's just a slight better. Yeah, you definitely have a nice conversation with him. He's definitely a little bit awkward. He's definitely you find out through conversation that he's widowed, which is the woman that you saw previously on the desk, and you do find out he's just like a lonely guy, kind of awkward. Nothing major to him as far as that goes, but he's happy to have your company, and happy to kind of spend a little to be able to have some fun with some people that are seemingly nice to him. So
I think learning about that would kind of she would open up a little bit to not necessarily his advances, but being friendlier.
Yeah, and he's very, very proper and about any of that. He's definitely not making. He's not being overly creepy or overly advancing himself on you. He's definitely just having conversations. So. But with that, I think that's where we're going to wrap up, and we'll start again next time as we're exiting the casino. After finishing gambling and a nice conversation with Roderick. That's where we're going to end this evening.
And now Saoirse has a fiance.
Yay! Oh, that's so exciting!
Yeah, how would her
keep...
make-believe husband take that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The fake husband of Dante.
Yes,
he still wants to know whether she, your new fiance has daughters or not. Of the correct age, I should say.
Maybe sons.
Well, we got to see how good looking they are.
I know, but you got to have the option first. I'm not looking. Emmy's not looking for daughters.
Oh, you're talking about yourself. Okay. I thought we were still talking about Dante.
No. So conceited.
So as we close out tonight, I want to thank you for all the followers and supporters this week, every week, for being here and part of the show. We do have a new follower. We don't mention it during the game, but we do always try to do it at the break and at the end. So WaffleCrackers23, thank you, and Cosmo21, thank you for the follows there. We appreciate all your support, and hopefully you like what you heard. If you missed any part of this episode, the VOD is available immediately on Twitch, but they will not stay there forever. If you want to catch up with any of our previous episodes of the campaign, the link to our YouTube is below. Search Black Dragon RP and look for our big dragon eye logo. 22 episodes so far, including today. Last thing before we go, I want to take a moment and shout out to our players. In the info box below, you'll see some links. Go check out these wonderful people. Some of them have links in their Twitter accounts, like RPG Theologian, who is Rob, who plays Saoirse. The Relentless Hunter, Aaron, who plays Branimir, who had to step out. Some who stream here on Twitch, like Thumper Knox, Ryan, who plays Dante, Yumi, Tony, who plays Camiel, and they stream right here on Twitch on a semi-regular basis, so go drop them a follow and a sub. Last but not least, Brenna, who plays Amibi, author and writing cheerleader on Twitch Tuesday through Saturday on the Bryn Nailed It channel. I'm Brad, and I am known as Monocle Moose on all platforms, so go check us out. Please go to the info box below, click the links, say hi to us all there. That wraps us wraps this episode up from us. Thank you very much for being here. We will see you here again next week, same time, same channel. We love you very much, and goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.